Okay, so welcome everyone to this masterclass on winning with webinars and workshops. I first wanted to just let you know that Gwen and Chantel and I have been doing a lot of work in the background trying to get this put together. I'm actually in between business trips, and I kind of forced this into the schedule to make it work because we didn't want to wait any longer than necessary to get this as possible to get it out to you as soon as possible. This opportunity that we're working on for this next round of training for coaches, because we believe it's really important. We did learn a lot from the past trainings, like the 10-10-10 course, trying to do teach a lot over a long period of time, and we're trying to make things simpler and smaller bite-sized pieces, and still with our mission of focusing on helping beginning coaches or startup coaches get up and running profitably, because that is our mission, and we are staying true to that. So I will ask you, if things don't work perfectly either here during the webinar or on some automation afterwards, and have a little bit of grace with us. We are scrambling to make sure that everything works right, and we will, if you find something, let us know and we'll get it fixed as soon as possible. But just know that we're doing this intentionally. We know that everything's not perfect, but we're doing it intentionally because we want to make sure that we get this out to you as quickly as possible, because otherwise it was going to be mid-November, then Thanksgiving and Christmas and holidays, and then you're not doing anything until the first of the year. So we wanted to get started right away. So with that, we're going to talk. Here's what we're going to do in this hour. I'm going to do a little bit of teaching, and I'm going to do a little bit of demonstration, and then we're going to talk about the program we're offering, and if you'd like to participate or not. Okay. And so it's not going to be, it's funny. I went through Russell Brunson's perfect webinar script and had all this stuff wrote out, and I go, I don't want to do that. I just want to talk to our people. So yeah, we're just gonna have a little conversation today, talk about some of the things that beginning or startup coaches need, and why we think that paid webinars or workshops or masterclasses are the right way to approach that. And there's some other people in the industry that are going that same direction. We think it makes a whole lot of sense, and then we'll show you what we've been working on. Okay, so let's jump right in. Okay, so what are some of the primary challenges that startup coaches face? Well, in our experience, we run across that coaches have a general idea of what problems they can solve, but they can't articulate it well. So it's either they don't know what specific problem they solve, or they just not sure how to articulate it. And I think that's probably the more common issue, is that they not quite sure how to articulate it because they talk in very general terms. And also because they don't talk about specific results. They talk about people feeling happier or better or more joyful or more aligned or whatever. Pick that general kind of term, instead of speaking about something specific that they've helped their clients achieve. Or they may have that broader feeling, but that has turned into something very specific externally, like a new job or a new relationship, or got out of a bad relationship, or whatever, right? Also, coaches find their methodology or their modality, and they think that's the product, that's what they're selling. Well, actually not. What they're selling is the results that they help their clients achieve. And so we need to make that mindset shift. We're not selling a tapping program. We're not selling a coaching program. We're selling the results of whatever we're helping them do. And one of the things, when most coaching services are very intangible, and so we have to productize that offering into a solution that people can visualize. It doesn't mean necessarily that it's always going to be, an A to Z very direct path, but still we need to have some kind of a way to show the stages that people go through in general, and we need to make it visual so that they can visualize the process, because if they can't see it, they won't buy it. They have to be able to, you have to understand first that people have to understand that they have the problem and identify with it. They have to believe that you have a solution. They have to believe that the solution will work for them and that they can see themselves getting the results. Until that happens, nobody's going to buy. Right. So that's really important to know that you need to visualize or productize your solution into a visual format. Messaging is extremely important, and it's one of the things that I've known for a long time, and it's something that I teach, but we need to learn how to teach or how to speak in terms of the prospect's language and talk about their problems and offer solutions that they can see themselves achieving. It's very challenging. It's the curse of the expert, that we may have had the problem before, and oftentimes we're helping people go through a problem that we've gone through ourselves, but we've learned so much along the way that we talk like this expert and not talk like the person we were before we went through the problem. So we need to learn how to find that language that appeals to them, not only, logically, but emotionally, because we know people make emotional buying decisions and rationalize them logically. I think we mentioned this a little bit before, but the garbage in, garbage out, or generic in, generic out. Nobody pays attention to generic messages, so nobody buys a generic solution. So that's why, number one is all about being specific about the problem, being specific about the results. While it narrows the message down, it does narrow the audience, but that means it resonates with the audience. And whereas generic solutions don't resonate with anybody. Coaches are often, confused, afraid, or frustrated with the marketing tech. And I'll tell you, building pages and websites is hard. I would like to tell you it's easy, but I've been building a lot of them lately, and it takes a lot of work. So, not that I want to make anyone feel afraid of marketing tech and stuff, but, if you've got people like Gwen and Chantel and myself, we can build templates that make the process much easier. And then you can go in and just change some words, change some colors, and change some images. So the key there to making marketing tech simple is to have templates and frameworks to work from. So, and then lastly, I think every one of us at some points has some imposter syndrome. I know we all believe in our ability to help people, otherwise we wouldn't be in this coaching business. But we're not always believing in our ability to consistently attract clients, to build marketing campaigns and to run a six-figure business. Sometimes, we have that as our dream, but then when things start to happen, it actually gets a little bit scary for ourselves. So I know it has for me. I'm sure it has for most people as well too. This gamma thing. Okay. 7 things that startup coaches need. You're going to find that this presentation has a lot of 7s in it for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's biblical, but anyway. The 7 things that startup coaches need are: find the shortest path to get paying clients. So actually get paying clients. I think that is the most important thing that any coach can do. Get clear on the macro and micro problems they solve. So, we can talk about big problems and little problems, or macro and micro. It's all the same here. But, what's the big transformation you want to deliver with your clients, and then what are the very small pieces that you can help them with in short sessions. So get very clear on that. And then turn those micro and macro solutions into a value ladder of products. So you will start with a small paid masterclass or workshop or webinar, and then, maybe a core course or group coaching, and then some one-on-one coaching at the top. And maybe there's a continuity program of membership, longer, 1 year, or mastermind. But turning your solutions into a value ladder of products that you can sell. Create clear messages that resonate with your client. Create irresistible offers at appropriate price points. Build and use minimum tech stack. Don't buy a whole bunch of tools you don't need, and start promoting and keep promoting, both online and offline. It doesn't all have to be online. You can still do the good old fashioned reaching out to people. So as I've been in this business now for a few years, and a lot of these are scars that I have, but some of them are also epiphanies I've had along the way, and also from learning in coaching other coaches. But let's just run through these 7 core principles for startup coaches. Number 1, minimum viable everything. And what does that mean is whatever is the minimum viable thing you can bring to market, do it. Just do it, and stop trying to make the end all product, the magic bullet. Get something out there, getting it out there quickly and in front of people. That's what we're doing with this webinar, and Masterclass, and that's what we're doing with this product. We want to get it out to you. We want it to be the minimum viable. And so that's a great lesson, because when you try to make something perfect or the whole solution, the end all solution, then you procrastinate and you get in the perfection loop and you never get things out. And the reality is, people don't expect perfection right away. When you're first getting started and getting something out, you just be honest with them and authentic, like we are, that this is not perfect, but this is valuable and we want to share it with you. The next principle is you can use AI for just about anything, right? So you can use AI to think about any step of the process and have it help you. And that can be brainstorming, it can be writing, it can be decision-making, it can be planning, email sequences, social media, of course, all those kinds of things. You can use AI for almost anything, and we forget how powerful it is. And so we sit down and start trying to do something, or you're feeling stuck and not sure where to go next. Well, have a conversation with the AI, because it can help you figure out what to do next, right? Or how to prioritize your work. So don't forget AI for anything. This is something that I'm still, figuring out in my mindset too. And while we want to use AI for anything, we don't want to leave out the fact that we need real people and real feedback. Okay. I think many of us have tried building programs and doing things without actually talking to people and thinking that we know what people want and need. But we do have the curse of the expert. We've been through stuff, we've learned a whole bunch, and the people we're talking to are not at the place where we are, and so we need to get feedback from them as quickly as possible. Boy, if you're a coach, you're probably a lifelong learner, and so you want to keep learning over and over. And I'm not saying that learning is not a bad thing. Learning is a great thing, but we can get in this place because there's so many things that come at us, all the free webinars and workshops. And, if Eben Pagan's not running something, then Mind Valley's running something, or Brendan Bouchard is running something, or some other AI experts running something. And it's just this constant, feeling of overwhelm of trying to keep up with everything going on out there. And the reality is, you don't need another coaching certification. and you don't need to hear the latest marketing tactics. It doesn't mean you completely shut stuff off, but you can't spend your time consuming all the time, because then you can't get anything done. You're not creating. Okay. You need to get out there and create your own stuff, creating value, so that you can actually start making money. So if you spend all your time consuming, then you're not creating and you won't make money. And not that making money is the only thing, but you'll never get your business going and having the impact that you want it to have. Number 5. Boy, most coaches, I mean, I love marketing, but I was born in, I won't say born and raised, but I've been in marketing most of my career. So I love marketing, but most coaches don't like marketing or want to become marketers. And I don't blame them. They want to be coaches, right? So what we have to do is change our mindset that we're sharing our messages to people who aren't paying. And when we do that, we just look at it as we're coaching people who aren't quite ready to pay us, then we can get this feeling of, oh, well, then it's easy. Then I can just share what I know in ways that will still be valuable to people who aren't willing to pay money. And that will feel authentic. It won't feel, like you're trying to sell people. You're just sharing what you know. You're helping people here and there, and then, making sure that when the time comes that you've got a good offer for them to be able to work with you. And so, here's a great question to ask yourselves. If you had to spend 80% of your time with non-paid clients and 20% of your time with paid clients, and you could still earn enough income, a full-time income from that 20% of paying clients, would you do it? I will tell you, if you focus on, at least initially, spending 80% of your time out there sharing your ideas and your thoughts and your programs, you would have plenty of clients. But most of us are not doing that. So when you think about the outreach that you're doing for your program, are you spending, up to 80% of your time doing that? I bet most of us aren't even spending 50%. So something to think about. And if we can change our mindset, our perspective, that what we're doing, we're not doing marketing, we're just sharing our coaching messages and helping people who are not yet paying us. I say not yet, right? But we get them sharing our messages, then it doesn't feel icky. It doesn't feel like hard work. It's just doing what we love to do. Clarity, principle number 6, clarity is the key to success. It's clarity with the problem you solve. It's clarity with the results you deliver. It's clarity with the methods you use, and clarity on the things that will grow your business. When you get this kind of clarity, all the other things that are not important kind of fade away or move to the side. When you get clarity, it gives you this sense of energy and motivation to immediately go try and accomplish things. And so when you get clarity on the problem you solve, it's like, oh, now I really understand how I can help people. And when I get clarity on the results I deliver, then I can begin to articulate that into, an offer or product message, right? And when I'm clear on the methods I use, then I really understand the process and I can explain it to people. And when I have clarity on the things I need to grow my business, then I can get those things done and spend more time out there making that business happen and making it grow. So clarity is a huge, huge piece of the puzzle here. And clarity leads to momentum, because when you can act with some speed, it creates momentum. And when you have consistent effort, then consistency maintains momentum. And momentum is what actually grows your business. So if we think about these 7 core principles, I'm just going to go back up a slide here. Minimum viable everything, AI for anything, real people, real field feedback, consume less, create more. Marketing is coaching to people you don't know and have not paid you yet. Getting clarity and momentum is precious. that leads us to 7 reasons why coaches should start with paid online events like webinars, workshops, master classes, and challenges. Now, out of the gate, challenges are really, really good in effect, but those are typically multi-day and they take a lot of planning and a lot of work. So we're not going to teach that. Those are good for further down the road. But all these things, whether it's a webinar, workshop, or a master class, they all kind of fall into the same category of paid online events. And we're going to emphasize the idea that these are paid events. We want people to pay a small amount of money to come in, at least initially. After you've run a few, you can raise your prices as you see appropriate. But we want people to show up who have paid, who have some skin in the game, and you just don't have a bunch of freebie seekers there. All right. So here's 7 reasons why online events are the key for beginning and startup coaches to actually get out there in the market. And it fits all those 7 core principles we just talked about. Number 1, you're going to get to deliver some value through a micro transformation. And we talked about a micro problems, understanding what micro problems you solve. You're going to deliver a micro transformation in this period of time in this online event. You're going to use warm outreach, which is the easiest the way to get contacts and get people into your ecosystem. You're going to use your warm contacts, and you're going to ask the other people that you know to invite other people that they know. Right. Number 3, you're going to get client feedback. Once you get people in your workshop, you're going to ask them questions and get feedback. You're going to find out the exact things that they really want, and you'll probably discover what they actually need as well. Now, remember, people don't know what they need, they just know what they want. And so when it comes time to selling things, you're going to need to sell them what they want and then deliver what they need through your program. But you need to, as part of this, of these online events, you need to find your client feedback. You're also going to get a chance to prove your methods. Does your coaching approach work? Does this process work? And you're going to go back to minimum viable. You're going to have a minimal program. You don't need your full program figured out. You just need your workshop figured out and the basic direction you're trying to go. You don't need full-blown marketing. You just need minimal marketing. You don't need all the marketing messages crafted perfectly and aligned, right? And you don't need the full tech. You need minimal tech, right? So we're going with minimal. We're getting real feedback, real people. We're using AI to help us with these things. All of this stuff fits with the core principles that we just talked about. And if it's not enough, that it makes sense, logical sense from this, if you look at what, many of the big people in our industries are doing, they're running paid workshops for people to get into their ecosystem because they know that they can only deliver so much value in a free webinar for 45 minutes or an hour, right? If you have a paid workshop, people, number 1, have some skin in the game. Number 2, you can teach more and implement something and get people to actually get real value by implementing something right at the time. And then they're much more likely to work with you in your bigger system. So what are we recommending here? Well, we are offering a program called the AI Biz Accelerator Winning with Webinars program. The AI Biz Accelerator is going to be our progression of classes for coaches to help them go from startup idea, and starting out with a webinar or workshop, and then going into your building out your program, and then getting some clients consistently through bigger programs, and then scaling your business, growing and scaling your business. So we have a whole curriculum of step-by-step progressive curriculum for coaches to build their business to a full-time income and beyond. But we want to start with this Winning with Webinars program. So this program combines the idea of doing paid webinar ideation, figuring out what your webinar idea is, planning it and executing it with a marketing automation system set up in Coach Connector. Right? That's the software that we use. The logistics are that we have 6 weeks of lessons, and there's 4 to 5 lessons per week, and each lesson's about 15 to 20 minutes. We're trying to keep this in manageable pieces, 15 to 20 minutes, and there will be, 20 to 30 minutes of implementation. So in less than an hour a day, you should be able to go through each of the lessons and implement the small piece that we have set up for you. And I'm going to go through what that curriculum looks like. There's going to be weekly group coaching calls, and the goal is that you should be able to run your first webinar or workshop within 4 to 6 weeks. Now, what we want to do is, as we've built this on the Coach Connector platform, we want to make sure that you have a full 4 months of Coach Connector so that you can run 2 to 3 additional webinars. So this is not just get you one and done. We want to get you momentum. We talked about how precious momentum is. And if you can run 2 or 3 webinars and get better with each one, then you're going to have some real momentum. All right. So let's just say that, after 4 to 6 weeks, you run your first paid webinar, you have, 8 people show up. Most of them are people, you didn't get a lot of outside people. That's okay. You run 1 or 2 discovery calls afterwards with people who are potentially interested, and you don't get any clients. Okay. Well, if you weren't already planning your next paid webinar or workshop, or the next 2 paid webinars or workshops, then you might feel pretty discouraged and quit. But if you've already got 1 done and you don't get any, paid clients out of it on the back end, but you've got the next one planned and then the next one planned, the chances of you getting that momentum going to get some, more clients coming in through the door on a more consistent basis is much higher. So that's why we want to make sure that you've got a 4 full months of Coach Connector to be able to, after you get the first one going, then running the second and third one is going to be much easier, and you're going to be more effective at it. So here's what it looks like, and don't worry about all the details. And this stuff is also on our website. But I'm just going to kind of show you what we've done here. We've interspersed planning and executing and following up on your workshop with the tech build along the process, along the way. So in week 1, we start out with some orientation, getting you into the website, the community, the call schedule, watching a demo, and understand there are some additional costs for using SMS messages and AI generation within the Coach Connector, minimal costs that are typically less than $10 a month. But just letting you know all those things. We're having you work on your macro and micro problems that you solve, as we talked about. We're going to have you set up your business and personal profile, choosing a workshop topic, webinar topic, what micro problem you want to solve, and then creating your profile. All right. So we're getting you started thinking about your webinar and workshop right away, and then building out some of the tech, getting you, make sure you get logged in, getting your profile going. In week 2, we're connecting your domain, so you'll actually be able to go to a website and see a page. Now, it's not customized yet, but you have a registration page, and so you have a workshop or webinar outline that we're going to work on. We have a format for that. You're going to set up some integrations so you can accept money, and so you can connect to your Google Calendar or email, whatever you want to do there. Then we'll be talking about some webinar workshop branding. What's your big idea, the problem you're solving, the solution, those kind of things. Connecting your calendar if you want to do that. Week 3, we're talking about funnels. And then what is your offer for your workshop or webinar, customizing your funnels for registration and discovery calls, automations, teaching you the basics of those, getting some email nurture automations covered. And by week 4, we know you're going to need a catch-up day, but then we jump into workshop marketing. And if you want to use some social media, we're giving you access to the social media posting system as a bonus in this program. How to execute your workshop, integrate your coaching offer throughout. So when you do your workshop, you want to give hints of your bigger coaching program along the way, so that at the end, if people will naturally think, oh yeah, if he or she wants to share their coaching program with me, then it's a natural thing to talk about, rather than waiting till the end and kind of springing them on like this last minute sales pitch. It should just feel like a natural evolution. If you've gotten good value out of the workshop solving this micro problem, and you have an interest in wanting to solve additional problems or a bigger problem, then you'll want to work with me, and here's the natural way that we would progress to that. Talk about some email broadcasts, and so that really by week 5 here, you should be ready to schedule and run your workshop, right? So we'll be, creating and embedding some lead capture forms, talking about what you need to do for your workshop follow-up, setting up a phone number if you want to do. You don't have to do that, but also what you'll want to do after your workshop. But by this time, you should be thinking about scheduling your workshop and when you're gonna conduct that, because you'll have everything ready to do that. In week 6, we have some other things that are kind of bonus things. We have a 6-figure workflow that's SMS based to get clients or get prospects and nurture leads. So we'll show you that. We'll show you how to customize that. We'll show you access to pipelines. Again, those are optional. If you have contact lists already, we can import that. And then some next steps and graduation. So week 6 is really all kind of advanced stuff or bonus stuff. It's not needed. Everything you need to run your webinars and workshops is in the first 4 weeks to get us started, and in week 5 you'll be following up with clients and how to turn your leads and workshop attendees into coaching clients. So that's what's in those first 6 weeks of the course. Then that's through like a month and a half. In month 3, then we would like to make sure that you plan and conduct a second workshop, nurture those leads, and continue building out your marketing system. We'll still have some ongoing group calls to be able to check in and see how you're doing, but the lessons themselves will be done. So the idea is here in month 3 to be able to run that second workshop, and work in month 4 be able to conduct that third workshop. So by the end of the time that you've got your 4 months of Coach Connector subscription, you will have planned and run 3 workshops, and that will give you some significant momentum to build your business and keep going. So that's how the program is set up. I'm just going to flash this up briefly, and I'm going to go over and show you a little bit of what's in Coach Connector, so you have a feel for the technology on the side. But the program is $497, and we have two other payment options. So that comes with, the full 6 weeks training that you have access to indefinitely, and then 4 months of Coach Connector. And then if you wish to continue using Coach Connector afterwards, we have plans that start as low as $100 per month and $1,000 per year, and they go up with in price from there, depending on what kinds of additional features that you want with that. If you are interested in sharing this with others, we do have an affiliate program. So for the initial course, if you recommend somebody, you'll get 20% or $500 or $100 of, if it's $500, you're going to get $100 initially. And if people continue with the ongoing subscription, you'll get 10% of that for as long as they are a Coach Connector customer. So if they, just as an example, if they purchase the yearly subscription, you'd get $100 initially for the course, and then $100 a year for their subscription revenue as your affiliate. So a couple of those would be, if you recommend 2, 3, 4 people, then that's some nice pocket change there, right? And that would pay for your. It wouldn't take much to pay for your whole program here, basically. And so if you're interested in doing becoming an affiliate, here's the page where you can go do that. And just want to let you know the course is not going to start Monday. We've got Halloween and I've got some business travel. So the course will actually start on Monday, November 6th. Okay, I'm going to jump over here and show you a little bit of what's in Coach Connector. And I'm going to show you what's on my brucefleck.com site on, and this is all the back end. And when you first log in, there'll be like a dashboard here. If you've got opportunities, and as you can see, I don't have a lot built out yet here. Some of our AI Coach Connection has much more stuff than this, but I just wanted to show you some of the basics on the backside. So you have a dashboard that you get to when you log in. But what I want to show you here is under sites, we have both funnels and websites. Now, funnels are a series of pages designed to take people through a process, usually ending in something that is purchase, but it can be something as simple as a webinar registration, like you came to register for this webinar. And I'm just going to show you a very simple one. This is one that hasn't even been customized yet, but it is a landing page that was pulled straight from a template. Now we'll have a customized one for your webinar and workshop, but I just want to show you that this is pretty simple. Okay, load on up here. Okay, it's a normal page builder. You can click on your logo, go over here and find your a new image to put in there. You put in a registration form, you change some words, you put in the picture you like. Again, you can change some words down here, a few testimonials, some FAQs in there, and a final call to action button. Okay, that's a very simple registration form for a webinar. I see Gwen raised your hand. Yes, please jump in, Gwen.
Bruce, what if I don't know the right words to put in?
Aha. We will be teaching that as part of the course with worksheets. So each section of that page will have a section in the worksheet for building out your webinar page. And it might take me a minute, but I built out a worksheet for this webinar page that you signed up for, the Masterclass page, right? And just like for those of you that were in 10-10-10, there's a worksheet, and here's the prompt that you go put in, and you customize it to your information. You get the results back, and then you customize or edit that and come up with your final, and then you copy and paste the words into the landing page the way you want. So thanks, Gwen, keeping me honest there. And the difference between a funnel and a website is that a funnel, like we said, has a series of pages that progress to the next. So there will be, of course, the registration page, and then a thank you page. And so that's what a funnel looks like, right? So you would have the landing page and the thank you page. And for this course, we're going to set up a webinar registration page that will be like this landing page. And then we'll have a second funnel that will be a discovery call booking funnel. All right. So people can book a funnel with you, or can book a discovery call with you that way. This is I'm just going to show you briefly. This is a little longer funnel. This is a full sales funnel for a program I'm getting ready to launch. So this is a sales page with a cart and a thank you letter or a thank you page and an affiliate. And this is a much longer form sales page. Now, what else is in Coach Connector? So we've talked about the sites, websites, and funnels. Then we have the automations or the workflows, right? These are, automated email. These are like email automations, but it can include SMS messages as well too. So let me just, okay. So I'm going to show you, this is for a micro course that I'm offering as part of my lead magnet. It's a free micro course on AI, using AI for productivity for professionals. So I've got, every automation has to have some kind of trigger to start it. And so if they've submitted this complimentary course form, they've submitted that, then it's going to grant them membership into the offer for the course. I'm putting a tag on their contact, and then I'm sending them to another workflow called the course nurture workflow. And that should be back here. There we go. And then in this workflow, I am just sending them some emails. Lesson 1 email, wait a day. Lesson 2 email, wait a day. And just following up with them. And then I'm running out like 6 or 7 days. And after the 7th email, then I'm just kind of reminding them about the offer to go into the course. So these are pretty simple automations. You can do branching and all kinds of other things that get a little more complex, but you have lots of power within these automations. You can add SMS messages. I believe it's possible to add WhatsApp messages into this as well too. So there's a lot that can be done there. So that's automations. I wanted to show you what contacts looks like. You have over here your list of contacts. And one of the really nice things about Coach Connector is when you click on a contact, you can see the whole conversation that is going on, and it sits right here in this middle area. If it'll pop up, may not have a whole, well, it's still spinning. Okay. This is a brand new person that opted in that I didn't even know. But got it. It's still loading. Okay. So this shows the different emails that were sent out. So I just showed you that automation. There was welcome email and for lesson 1, email for lesson 2, email for lesson 3. So this shows all of those emails. And if this person, Nabila, had replied, I would see it in this same thread. So, and that goes for SMS and WhatsApp messages. All of those messages fall into the same conversation area. So for any contact, you can see the individual one. If you want to click on conversations, you can see all conversations. So if you want to find the most recent conversation of who contacted you last, then you would just click on this conversations over here, and they'll pop up in here. And then one last thing, we talked about social media being a bonus. If you want to start using the social media aspect of it, Coach Connector has a great social media planning and posting tool. So all you would have to do is go over here to click on new post. And there's a couple things here. You can just create a new post, or if you've got a whole bunch of posts that you've written and put into a CSV file, like in a Google Sheets or Excel sheet, then you can upload that. And then there's a bunch of social planner templates, and there's content AI also. So if you want help with AI, you just look for this little robot guy and you can use that. So let's just say we wanted to create a post, and I only have my LinkedIn and Twitter. Well, it looks like I need to reconnect my Twitter. Let's see if it will let me do that here very quickly. Authorize app. Okay. Search for Twitter profiles connected. So now I can post to my LinkedIn and Twitter All right, so that's where I'm going to post, and I can start writing content, or I can click on my little AI guy here and I can generate content words with AI. And there's even a way, if you're doing images, you can create AI based images or upload. So all of this can be done, very, very quickly and easily. And then you can schedule it. Now, if you're in an organization, you would send it for approval, but you can either post it immediately or schedule a post for a later point in time. So a very powerful posting tool here. And if you got a bunch of stuff out there and you want to take a look at what, when it's scheduled on the calendar, this planner view gives you access to a calendar to see when all those posts are going out, whether they're Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter or Instagram. Yes. So yeah, that's the demonstration that I have in Coach Connector. And any questions so far on Coach Connector or the program? Any questions we have so far?
So Bruce, since we are AI Coach Connection, is AI only available in the social planner, or is it in other places as well?
Great. Why don't you answer that question, Chantel?
It's almost everywhere. You can use it to help your content and images in your funnel, as well as your emails. You can send messages. You can set up auto bots to be, if someone messages you or texts you or Facebook messages you, you can set up auto bots to get them to schedule discovery calls with you. Like, there's so much AI built in to those things. So not only through the course,
So I was just going to say, if you click on an area here.
yeah. So not only through the course are you really narrowing down on your niche and all that and the problem you solve, then, and given a template that's already done, then you can plug and play with the help of AI.
So I'm trying to remember here.
Kind of highlight the words or get
Yep.
somewhere where you would be typing.
Yep.
And there it is.
It's right here. Same little robot icon. Click that open and just type what I want it to say, and it'll give me a response, right? And you can change the writing tone, and you can ask for 2 or 3 different variations. Write a headline about AI powered productivity. Writing tone, let's make it bold, and 3 copies, 3 variations. Okay, so unlock untapped productivity potential with AI-powered technology. Unlock your productivity potential with AI-powered innovation. Supercharge your productivity with AI-powered technology. So what I would do is I would just click here on this copy one if I like number 3. And I just go over here and paste. Oh, pasted the wrong thing. Not sure what happened there, but I think you get the idea.
It over in that box so you can edit it and make any edits to make if you wanted to, and then you copy from that box.
And then I clicked out of that box, didn't I?
That's okay. So
yeah. Okay, so it was in the box over to the right, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So while I don't know if you're going to do that or not, but what you've basically done is you identified a problem that coaches want to coach, but they don't have incoming clients. And then you did some research and you figured out one of the most effective, impactful, and quickest ways to get a coach from 0 paid clients to paid clients is through webinars, workshop, masterclasses, whatever you want to title it, but that umbrella. And then you develop this course and you're developing these templates so that a coach could go from, hey, I want to be a coach, to oh my gosh, I'm making money. I have money in my Stripe account in as little as 6 weeks.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And thank you for bringing that back home. And Chantel said me, but it's really all three of us. All three of us, I'm the one presenting today, but all three of us have put a lot of thought and effort and input into coming up with this solution for you, because we've all spent lots of money chasing marketing tactics, or spent too much time in our head trying to figure out what to do and what to offer, getting more certifications that we probably didn't need, all those kind of things. And we want to help people avoid those mistakes and start making money sooner. Absolutely. Gwen, do you have anything that you would like to add here?
No, but I know that this strategy is one that works. So I think you've covered it well. Yeah, particularly the part about clarity, marketing. These are things that are going to be the focus of this amazing offer. That, again, just Coach Connector alone is $600 for these 4 months. So getting the resources to create your webinar, your workshop, your masterclass that will be working and can be completely automated, delivery automated through Coach Connector is really powerful.
Great. Thank you. Saul, I see your hand up.
Yeah, I'll throw in a question just to kind of keep the engagement going. Thanks for the workshop. It's awesome, and I really love what you guys are doing here. It makes a lot of sense. And I think one thing that came up for me, which is kind of speaks to a theme that I've experienced, which I'm wondering if maybe you can talk about, where it's, the attraction to this workshop is really simplifying, putting yourself out there. And that's amazing. And I see how what you're putting together just really, really kind of streamlines that. And then when you started showing the software, instantly I could see myself when I started to see the actual kind of, I guess, the AI connection and the email sequencing and the funnels, all of a sudden, like I could see my brain kind of completely going back to this place that really has just been kind of my kryptonite. So wanted to just kind of maybe other people kind of felt that, and I'm wondering, maybe you can speak to that and such. Yeah.
No, that's a great point, Saul, and thanks for bringing that up, because I'm sure other people have felt that too. And there's no doubt that to be in an online world and run an online business, you've got to have some kind of tech. And it's entry to the game. It's the ante to the pot if we were playing poker. And what we want to try and do is not have people buy 3 or 4 different systems, because otherwise you'd have to have, a social media scheduling system. You'd have to have an email service provider. You need to have landing pages, and those kind of things. And even if you were using MailChimp, you still have to build out the automations of your email nurtures, right? Because you're not going to be effective if you don't do that. So it can be a little confusing at first, but we've broken it down into very simple steps, day by day, week by week, building only the most critical components that you need. And we're trying to get you to do just the minimum amount of tech necessary. And we have templates so that you're not going in and having to create something from scratch, because that's the part where you stare at a blank screen for an hour or so, or then trying to figure out what do I need to say, or where's the button to make this happen. That becomes really, you can go down lots of rabbit holes. So we want to give you complete templates, and then you go in and change the words and or the images or the colors so that it fits you. So I absolutely hear what you're saying, Saul, and thank you again for bringing that up, because it is hard. I don't disagree at all, but we're trying to simplify it as much as possible. And the reality is, you got to have tech to be in an online business.
And I'll add one more thing, because that's a great point, Saul. So the sub account that Bruce showed is for his business, where he has all of the features unlocked. And the sub account that comes with this program only has what you need for this program. So what the tabs he went in and showed you, you'll have those. But like, if you're like, oh my gosh, look at this list and all these menus and everything that this program has, this specific program that we're talking about right now, we've removed all of those from the platform so that they're not as overwhelming and distracting. Like, we're really trying to streamline and simplify for you guys.
Thanks, Chantel. That's perfect. Okay, I hadn't been noticing the chat. Anything else in the chat? Gwen usually keeps a great handle on that for us. We all good there? Okay. Any other, just looking through here. Yes, virtual coach pillar number 2, my marketing is my life. That's right. Thanks, Gwen, for reminding us on that. Yeah, that was one of Eben Pagan's 2 principles, I think, right? 2 pillars. Yeah. Great. Yes, payment plans are available. So, and if there are no other questions, we will go ahead and wrap. But the sales page is open at AI Coach Connection, and it's AIBA, standing for AI Business Accelerator -www, winning with webinars. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.